Awakening to ambiguity. A solitary sentence unfolds a panorama of unresolved tensions. Augusto Monterroso's The Dinosaur, composed in 1959 amid the author's exile from Guatemala, distills narrative essence into minimal form. This micro-story, embedded within complete works and other stories, invites contemplation of persistence amid disruption. Such exile, rooted in political dissent, subtly infuses the text's undercurrents of endurance. This analysis of Augusto Monterroso's Dinosaur story probes its multifaceted allure, from interpretive versatility to influences on subsequent brevity. In Latin American literature, it exemplifies how concision amplifies enigma, challenging readers to navigate unspoken realms. Flash fiction of this caliber reorients perceptions of narrative economy. The story unveiled, essence distilled. When he awoke, the dinosaur was still there. 7 words in Spanish. This fragment eschews elaboration, compelling inference. Monterroso, a fabulist attuned to irony, crafts a void where implications proliferate. The pronoun he remains anonymous. The dinosaur, an anachronistic intruder, perhaps dreamed, perhaps tangible. This sparsity, far from limitation, engenders boundless expansion. Once deemed the shortest story, it now contends with successors in compression. Yet its distinction lies in evoking surreal transformation. A mundane awakening yields to the improbable. This surreal bent aligns with weird fiction traditions, where the ordinary veers into the uncanny. Decoding the Dinosaur, 5 interpretive lenses. Monterroso's Dinosaur story accommodates diverse readings, each revealing facets of human contingency. These interpretations, drawn from evolving scholarly dialogues, underscore its adaptive profundity. Consider first the remnant of antiquity intruding upon the present, evoking a quiet nostalgia laced with unease. The dinosaur, as vestige, suggests histories that defy erasure, binding eras in uneasy continuity. Alternatively, it delineates the porous frontier between slumber and vigilance. Awakening promises clarity, yet the entity's persistence blurs thresholds, questioning the stability of perceived worlds. A political dimension emerges, where the creature embodies resilient authoritarian structures. In contexts of upheaval, still there signals regime's tenacity, a veiled critique resonant with Latin American experiences of instability. This angle, tied to Monterroso's displacement, loops back to exile's imprint. Viewed metatextually, the story critiques prolixity in literature. By thriving in abbreviation, it advocates for precision as a form of elegance, subverting expectations of expansive prose. Finally, a psychoanalytic vein posits the dinosaur as echo of primordial states, perhaps fetal recollections surfacing in consciousness. This lends an intimate subconscious hue, transforming brevity into a portal for introspective depths. Such layers interweave, fostering perpetual re-evaluation. Perspectives from Latin American literary giants, Llosa, Bolaño, and Fuentes. Llosa regards Monterroso's creation as an archetype of persuasive minimalism. In Reflections on Craft, he extols its capacity to captivate through omission, rendering the reader an active participant in meaning's construction. This aligns with Llosa's broader advocacy for narratives that prioritize suggestion over declaration, positioning the dinosaur as a touchstone for aspiring voices in the region. Roberto Bolaño, attuned to fragmentation, implicitly echoes Monterroso in his valorization of concise forms amid disorder. Bolaño's commentaries on brevity highlight its utility in capturing elusive truths, a sensibility that resonates with Monterroso's absurd precision. Though not overtly dissected, the story's influence permeates Bolaño's fragmented tales, underscoring a shared ethos of subtlety in Latin American expression. Carlos Fuentes complements these views, lauding Monterroso's clarity and intellect as exemplary. Fuentes perceives in such works a transparency that illuminates complex ideas, reinforcing the story's role in elevating microforms within the continental canon. These perspectives collectively affirm brevity's potency in navigating cultural and existential terrains. Yet brevity's evolution extends beyond these luminaries. Echoes in modern microfiction, compressions beyond the horizon. Since 2000, flash fiction has proliferated, yielding pieces that rival or surpass Monterroso's terseness. Ana Maria Schuer's sudden fictions, for instance, distill scenarios into mere lines, often inverting expectations with wry acuity. Angela Naimu's explorations of micro-narratives emphasize temporal expansiveness within constraints, as seen in collections where brevity unveils geopolitical vistas. This approach builds on Monterroso, extending concision to encompass vast implications. Examples abound. Corinne's apocalyptic vignettes, each a capsule of demise, compress cataclysm into sentences that evoke infinite fallout. Similarly, Mohammed al-Bisatier's terse dialogues capture interpersonal fractures in fleeting exchanges, their brevity amplifying unspoken voids. These innovations, while indebted to predecessors, introduced digital age fragmentations, tweets as narratives, one-word provocations that test boundaries of storyhood. Such experiments recall the weird fiction alignment noted earlier, the Hemingway hoax, brevity's shadowed law. The aphorism, "For sale, baby shoes never worn," masquerades as Ernest Hemingway's invention, yet traces to early 20th century advertisements, predating his maturity. It's a hoax tracing to early 1900s ads, mythologized in the 70s as his bar wager triumph. No proof ties him. Biographers debunk it. Fabricated as a wager triumph, this six-word construct implies unspoken sorrow through omission, paralleling Monterroso's inferential craft. Its persistence as myth underscores brevity's seductive aura, where attribution embellishes impact. Unlike Monterroso's authenticated gem, this hoax illustrates how legends can eclipse origins, diluting authenticity in pursuit of allure. This fabrication serves as caution. Concision's elegance risks distortion when lore supplants substance. Conclusion: persistence's subtle echo. Monterroso's The Dinosaur endures as a paradigm of refined abbreviation, its interpretations, from nostalgic vestiges to subconscious echoes, enriching Latin American discourse. Llosa's persuasion, Bolaño's fragmentation, and modern compressions extend its legacy, while the Hemingway myth highlights brevity's vulnerabilities. In this exile-infused fragment, endurance manifests as quiet defiance, prompting ongoing inquiry. What latent forms might it yet assume?